Welcome into the JMU Sports News YouTube channel post-Media Day wrap-up. Daniel Merriman with Jack Fitzpatrick. Just a quick reminder to like and subscribe wherever you're listening. YouTube, like, rate, subscribe, whatever you need to do. And you can follow us on Twitter and check out our home on the web at jmusportsnews.com. Daniel, we just finished talking with 6 student-athletes ourselves. 4 coaches?
4 coaches.
And Bob Chesney. Some of your major takeaways post that marathon of talking.
So Coach Chesney has not decided on a quarterback to start off the day, and that makes sense because it is still early in camp. He did discuss, however, the possibility of using multiple QBs to start a year.
I think he was trying to throw us off the scent.
If I'm being entirely honest, I spoke with Dylan Morris. Great interview, by the way.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. We'll be dropping that soon. I would highly recommend to the coaching staff, if I was a coach in football, that Dylan Morris is the starter come week 1.
Yeah, I think we both are on the same page where we'd be personally shocked if Morris isn't the day 1 starter. I talked with Alonzo Barnett, great interview as well, kind of about his resiliency working back. I think it's genuine though that there is a competition.
I would agree as much. It sounds like Alonzo's made some strides.
And talking with Alonzo, there is a lot of growth from him, kind of about how he handled the benching last year and everything like that. So very interesting quarterback stuff coming out of it. I do got to say, Jordan Taylor is going to be a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Taylor is going to be a dog. Talked with Lloyd Summerall as well. I expect big things out of the defensive end. His goal is to put up some sack numbers. He wants to potentially go NFL, of course, as does every player. But I think big things are coming out of Lloyd Summerall and that entire defensive line.
Yeah, I got to talk with Eric O'Neill, who was really a great insight because he was upfront and honest and said, yeah, we know the guys that are right next to us pretty well. And he talked in specific about Emmanuel Bush, saying he's been making lots and lots of TFLs throughout camp. Very excited to hear as well from Lyle Hemphill. That's the defensive coordinator, who is a excellent interview and spoke glowingly about Michael McMullen, saying that he is playing out of his mind, I believe was the quote there.
I marked it down, yeah.
I am so excited to watch that interior D-line play because not only is it Bush and McMullen, you also have Terry Lockett coming back from a shoulder injury that is poised to make an impact. This entire D-line group, while it's a little unproven, I'm extremely high on.
Yeah, we got, I guess, official confirmation or second official confirmation that Lockett was kind of playing out of position as a defensive end at Syracuse, and they're really excited to see him kind of move to that defensive tackle and slot in with McMullen. Sounds like McMullen's getting a lot of praise. But then everyone else. Kyrie Mans is going to be a defensive end. They're expecting a lot of sack production out of him. They brought in Eric O'Neill thinking he was going to be a first and second down type of guy who could have a lot of tackles for loss. They've been pleasantly surprised by his sack production or the moves he has to get sacks, along with Lloyd Summerall, another guy they thought they were going to get the sacks out of him, but he's actually playing the run really well up to this point in camp. So, like you said, there are some question marks with that defensive line. I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid at this point, but it sounds like the defensive line is pretty set.
This isn't even mentioning returning starter from the bowl game, Amar Thomas, this past year. Big number 8 on that D-line, I think, is poised to have a breakout year. It sounds like there's 8 to 10 guys that could really compete there, including some of the interior guys I didn't mention. Chris Fitzgerald?
Chris Quick Twitch Fitzgerald?
Something of the sort.
Yeah.
The man has hands and can move. At 300-plus pounds, a little shorter D tackle, he's getting up to 16, 17 miles an hour, according to Ayo Adeyi.
Yeah.
Very excited to watch them play. The linebacking room is as advertised, extremely dominant. We talked to Jacob Dobbs, Trent Hendrick as well, not to mention the likes of Taurus Jones, Ray Scott, and Gannon Weathersby. I'm thoroughly excited to watch that linebacking group play this year.
Didn't hear a lot about Gannon Weathersby in Media Day today, but expect Jacob Dobbs, Trent Hendrick, maybe do the first 2 linebackers, quote-unquote.
Taurus Jones making a push.
Off the bench, yeah, he is. But I think I was talking with Trent Hendrick. The linebacker position is so kind of taxing on a body that you do need some guys to be able to sub in and sub out. So they have those guys, and I don't think they'll be as drastic of a fall off as one might expect from kind of Group 1 to Group 2 as the season rolls on. Final kind of takeaways.
Final takeaways. This team has pieces to grow upon, still needs to work a little bit. There were some areas in specific. Dean Kennedy on the offensive side of the ball talked about that he wanted to see growth. But I'm high on this team.
Yeah.
I am very excited to watch the Dukes play come August 31st down in Charlotte. I really wouldn't be surprised if this team is competing for a Sun Belt East title
Yeah.
in a couple of months' time.
Yeah,
Jack?
I'm fully in. I'm into it. Chris Smith, we talked with Chris Smith, the offensive line coach,
Electric.
run game coordinator.
Electric. Chris
very
Smith.
Yes, very electric. I expect big things out of this offensive line. And Jesse Ramel, we didn't really talk about him. You'll hear about it, you'll read about it on JMUSportsNews.com, but Jesse Ramel might be a kind of an X factor on this offensive line as Tyshawn Wyatt is coming back from his devastating injury last year. It will be really exciting to see how this offensive line shakes up, and I think they're going to be creating some big-time running lanes. So keep it locked on JMUSportsNews.com for all of our latest content coming out. Be sure to like and subscribe right here on YouTube. We'll be back with the podcast sometime next week, I think. But between then, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at JMU Sports News.
Comment down below who you think is going to be a contributor in this upcoming season. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Take care.